All right, guys, we're gonna see what we've got getting started here, see if I've got it up and running. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, good. Here we are. All right, good evening. Happy Sunday night, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. If you're on, give me a shout. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining. So tonight we're going to use the Stippled Roses set. So, hey, Rosie, thanks for joining. So this is one of the new stamp sets that and bundles. Hey, Karen. That is in the new January to April mini catalog. Hey, Mary. Hey, Susan. The whole gang's here. Thanks, guys. So this is the Stippled Roses set, and it has a coordinating DSP set that is available in the Celebration catalog. So if you're a customer of mine, you got these two catalogs in the mail. So here's the mini. Maybe if I can get it out here. Here is the mini. So this is where you pick everything out. You purchase $50, and it doesn't have to be from the mini catalog. It can be just an online exclusive. It can be from the clearance bin. So just a $50 order will earn you free product. And so we're going to use the Softly Stipple DSP that's in the Celebration catalog that you can get with a free $50 qualifying purchase. This is probably my favorite bundle and freebie set in the whole version. And so this is the card we're going to make. I've got a couple of samples here I was going to show you. So if you purchase anything from me this month, you're going to get some of these free PDFs to create these cards. So here's a couple of them. Just giving you kind of a quick glance at some of them that we're going to make. And actually this is one. So I've got some other ones here. So this is a PDF that I have put together that you'll get in 2 editions. So let's see here. So there's 5. I think you're going to get 10 PDFs of different cards that you can make with this set. You can tell I really, really love this set. Lots and lots of beautiful cards out there. So make sure you use my host code so you can get that free set. This one, you're going to get this tutorial tonight. So we're going to get started. Thanks, Rosie. I'm glad you like it. Oh, Karen, thank you so much. I love this set. This is beautiful. So the other thing that we're using tonight, and I have a grid sheet over it, but underneath I have the glass mat. So the glass mat is something that you can get if you join this month or next month while supplies last. So the reason I have my grid paper over it is because you kind of get that terrible glare. So I went ahead and put this down, but I want to show you some of the ways that I'm going to use this with this card. So let's get to it. If you've got questions, give me a shout out. Let me know that you've got things going on. I've got some tips and some tricks that we're going to show. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to flip this open. So this is what we're going to do first. So hey, Lori, thanks for joining. So this is a fun fold, but not really. It's just a basic card mat that's got a portion cut off of it. So I brought in the Perennial Postage stamp set as well. So this is just, this is in another bundle. It comes with these gorgeous dies that have the little stamped postage sort of edge. That's a perfect stamp set to have, or die set to add to your collection. It's kind of one of those that you want. So I'm going to take this stamp set and the stamp, and I'm going to ink it up with some Calypso Coral. I've got a piece of Very Vanilla that I have die cut using the 4th die, I believe it was, on my deckled rectangles. Let's double check that since we've got time. Let's see here. I think it's the 4th largest or smallest. It may be the one right smack dab in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it's the 4th largest. And I just die cut 2 of those with Very Vanilla. So I'm going to ink up this block here, this stamp set, or stamp. And I'm going to give it a little stamp there with Calypso Coral. I'm going to set this Calypso Coral out of the way. And I'm going to bring in the Hey, Amy. Hey, Lisa. Thanks for joining. I'm bringing in the leaf set here, and I've got a StazOn ink pad. So the reason I'm using StazOn is because we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring. And so you want to use StazOn because it's not a water-based ink. So it's not going to run. So I'm going to ink that up really well. Now, when you get your StazOn pad, it's got this little plastic thing on the inside, and you want to keep that because that keeps it from drying out. So what I have done is I've added a couple of dimensionals right there and put that lid, and that keeps it nice and secure, but then I don't have a bunch of things all over the place that I'm looking for. It keeps it right there together. All right. I'm going to give this a nice stamp. And StazOn is a little bit stickier than other inks, so it kind of sticks there. Now I'm going to bring in my cloth that I got with the glass mat and give this a nice quick wipe. It's not going to come super clean because this one is notorious for staining, but the quicker you act, the better. So I'm going to clean that off as good as I can. So I love this little cleaner that comes with the glass mat. It is awesome. All right, I'm going to set that to the side and we'll go ahead and stamp the front. So I've got the big stamp with that gorgeous flower set bundle, and I've got it on a size E block. Now I'm going to kind of move this around, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment so that I make sure that I've got enough room, because part of this is going to go off of it, obviously. So we're going to set that there. I'm going to ink that one up with that Calypso Coral and shut that up. Now I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to try to decide before I ink it up how I want to lay it out. So I think I'm going to lay it right there so that sentiment's going to go right in that crook. All right, so we're going to ink this up with a little StazOn ink. I'm going to give it, since it's a big stamp, I'm going to go ahead and ink it up really juicy. All right, we're going to flip it over and give it a good press. Ooh, good image, good image. All right, I'm going to bring that cloth in and clean this off here, because I'd like to keep my stamp as unstained up as possible. That's why I'm not leaving it till 8 o'clock tonight to clean it off like I normally do, like I am with these water-based inks. Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a lot of flower there, and we're going to color that. And I'm not really sure what I did with my... There it is. I should have looked for that. Okay, so the cool thing about this ink pad, or this glass mat, is I can go ahead, I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so you can see. I'm going to put my ink right there on the glass mat. So that's going to keep it wet. The glass keeps it from drying up super quick, and it gives you a little bit of area to work with. So I'm just taking my water brush and I'm just swirling it around that ink. And so I'm going to start kind of in the center, and this is where I want it a little bit darker. I want it. And then I'm going to just swipe my brush over and around to the edges. So if you notice, I don't have a lot of water on it because I don't want my paper to get too wet. But as I go to the outside, it gets a little bit lighter. And that way my paper doesn't warp. But you give that nice dark edge. And so the cool thing about this particular stamp set is you've got all of this natural shading in here. So it gives you an idea of where it would be good to put that ink just a little bit darker to give it a little more color. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing here. All right. So while I'm coloring this, I'll give you a little information about the joining special. So right now you can join for $125. That's what our starter kit cost. You get to pick out $125. Oh, it's $99. I'm sorry, it's $99. You get to pick out $125 worth of free merchandise, and you get this beautiful glass mat for free. That's like a $60 value. Or if you're not a big mixed media person and you don't do a lot of this sort of stuff, you can go ahead and add an extra $30 worth of merchandise that you pick out. You'll get a free paper pumpkin kit in there. You'll get some business supplies. And even if you just want to join just to get the discount, which is 20% off, so you would get 20% off of all of your future purchases. And you may say, hey, I'm not really a business person. That's not really something I want to do. That's okay. I was a hobby demo for 4 years before I started. Oh, and free shipping. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, free shipping. That's a, heck, that's $100 or a $90 savings, I think. Maybe not that much. Well, if you get $160 worth of stuff, yeah, it would be pretty close. So it's an awesome, awesome deal. All right, now I'm going to take my Calypso Coral and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rub that right there. So let's say you decide, okay, I want some free shipping. I want some cheap merchandise. It's like a coupon. What am I going to have to sell? Well, you don't have to sell anything. You can buy all of your stuff. Okay, now I'm using Calypso Coral to basically do the same thing in the of the leaves. So you can join up, be part of my team, have a great experience with a lot of fun people, and get a discount. And that's really all you have to do. So if you're interested, if you're thinking about it, if you've got a big long list like I would have with this catalog, I just got to tell you, I have just about everything already. I love it all. Got a couple of things coming next week in the mail that I'm excited to get. So if your list is long, let's say you're just beginning, this is a perfect way to get stuff while you're beginning, because it's going to give you that discount and let you buy all of your starter stuff. And then if you get in and you don't like it, that's it. No big deal. All right, so that's that one. I'm going to let that one dry. We're going to do the same thing with the Calypso Coral. Just a lot of coloring. And if, as you can tell, you can do it pretty quickly. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's very forgiving. If you get outside the lines a little bit, it's not a big deal. You want to be careful. The only thing I can say with these water brushes is be careful to not squeeze it a lot, because you don't want a whole lot of water rolling through there. All right, just about done. And then we'll be done with this card. I mean, this is a super simple one, and I think it's just stunning. And I think anything that you create with this particular bundle is gorgeous. No, Karen, this is a Calypso or Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana is what I'm using. Sorry, I didn't say that before. I think I said Calypso Coral, not Coastal Cabana. But it's Calypso Coral for the flower, and then Coastal Cabana. Now what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit more on top, just to give it a little bit more shading here. There we go. All right. Okay, now I'm just gonna push that back, and we'll put our card together. All right, so what I have here is I have a 4 1.25 by 8.25 sheet of cardstock with a 5.5 score line. I'm going to fold that down. And so this is our card base. Now, because you've got visualization on the inside, I thought it would be pretty to use this beautiful Calypso Coral DSP. So this is part of that softly stippled DSP that will be that's available free with that qualifying purchase. And I'm going to adhere it to a panel of Coastal Cabana. All these dimensions will be on my blog tomorrow, so come by and check that out. All right, we're going to put this on the inside. And then, if you've ever watched me, you know that I hate to use liquid adhesive. But that's what we're going to use for the inside. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I want to have a little wiggle room, just in case. So when you use that liquid adhesive, make sure you're very light-handed. That's my problem with it. I'm going to put that in the center. All right. There we go. Fold that down. All right. Now I have a piece of Coastal Cabana that we're going to adhere another piece of DSP to, and this is going to go on the outside. I love this fabric looking paper. I think this is my favorite. Well, no. Thanks, Amy. I love these colors together too. It's so soft. All right, so we'll put it right here. Just creating that little trim of mat on each side. And then we're going to take the card front and adhere it to a piece of pebbled path. And we're going to just create that nice little outside ring. And so this is going to go right over so that you don't see that inside edge. So I have a piece of, way back here, I have some score tape. No, here it is. Score tape here, or tear tape. Now I'm going to flip this over. I'm only going to put this on 1/3 of this piece. So just a couple of strips of tear tape. And the reason I'm using tear tape is it's a little stronger than Stampin' Seal. All right. You just tear those pieces off, and then we're going to line this up and make sure that it's as centered as possible, but it's definitely covering that bottom piece. Give it a nice burnish to make sure it's going to stick. I'll get that out of the way. And then we're going to finish it up with some iridescent pastel gems. So I love these Calypso Coral gems right here. And then we'll do one more. We're just going to do it down there. All right, so there's today's card. A nice, quick, easy thank you card. You can never have too many thank you cards in your disposal. Let's do a real quick envelope here. Here's in yet another pattern from that softly stippled paper. It's gorgeous. Here we go. All right. Don't forget those PDFs that you'll get with a qualifying purchase from the cards I showed you at the beginning. If you're interested in the joining special, I'd love to chat with you. Celebration is always a really good fun, easy time to join. Lots of people come on, lots of extra training. It's a great time. And who couldn't use some more craft supplies? All right, so here's today's card. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back here next Sunday night with another card tutorial. I think I'm going to use Beach Day. So if you've got a set that is in the catalog that you'd love to see something, give me a shout out. I'm always looking for some inspiration. Have a great week. Stay clear of the snow if you can. Have a good one.